out for you here. End of the fourth quarter, 30 seconds left. You guys are trailing. You're on the 1 yard line. Are you throwing it or are you running it?
Best play available.
Mike, you turned around this defense. How do you stay true to what's gotten you here versus scheming specifically for the Pats?
Well, I think it's kind of like a principles method type of thing where we're going to stick to our process. So the way we want to play is we always want to be like within our wheelhouse, but every game we're gonna tailor things to our opponents. But end of the day, we got to do things that we're really good at, and right now that's our plan.
John Harbaugh's influence on you. I know that's a big kind of question, but like, what is how has he influenced you getting to this point?
I don't think it's possible to overstate his influence on me. I love John Harbaugh. He's one of my biggest mentors. Was willing to take chances on me when other people weren't, and invested in me and my career throughout, and stretched. You know, like the things that I felt like I could do. He had a vision for me in my career that I probably didn't have for myself, and all those principles that are part of his program that he's about as a person resonated with me, and those are a lot of the foundational principles that we brought to Seattle, and he's a great friend. He's got a great family, so I can't tell you how much I love him.
Sticking with Baltimore situation, were you surprised to see Coach Harbaugh leave, and then also Jesse Minter come in, someone you also are close to in that sense? What do you sort of think about that situation?
Well, I think it's a situation where you're happy for everybody involved. I think John's in a great situation in New York. Seems like he's really excited. He's going to do a great job. And I feel like Jesse's in a great situation for him, and he's going to do a phenomenal job. And they're all kind of on their different, parts of their journey and their career, similar to what we were here coming to Seattle. So just happy for all parties involved, and it'll be fun to see where they take their respective teams.
A long season. When you think of a long season, you talk about your support system personally. What does that look like for you, and what message do you have for them today before going into the big dance?
Well, I appreciate you asking the question, because I've thought about that a lot recently, and I have so much. You're filled with gratitude on the people that have invested in you and that are there in the good times and the bad. I mean, there's so many people. My wife, my parents, my sisters, people in the building, John, Leslie, Mike Gervais, Stephen Hauschka, all those people are they're coaching me too. We're all getting coached, and we're all in it together, and man, I've learned so much in the past year as well, and those are the people that have really poured into me, and there are people that throughout your life too that are coming to mind. Dr. Vicki Clausen, I mean, she invested in me in college, and Xavier Smith, my high school football coach. All those people are just really thankful for their roles in my life.
Into mental health throughout the season.
I'm sorry?
How does that play into mental health throughout the season?
Well, I think one thing that's cool about our team is that, I've said this in the past, but like we didn't come into Seattle with like a playbook of, hey, this is the 500-page handbook of our program. It's, hey, this is our foundational principles of where we want to go. It's the vision we're trying to build, and we're in this thing together. We're going to grow together. So I think our players feel that everybody's in this together, that we're all growing together, we're all learning, we all have challenges, we all need help. And when you have that type of mentality, you have people to lean on when you need it the most.
New England and now facing the Patriots. Can you talk a little bit about what that means to you?
Well, honestly, I haven't thought about it much. It's funny when you're a kid, you think about how important that is, and obviously I have a ton of respect for the New England community and all the Patriot fans out there. Shoot, I was one of them. But when you now are in this role, you're really just thinking through the lens of, I'm responsible for our team and our community and the 12s, and what can we do every day, decision by decision, to put us in position to go be the team we want to be and ultimately win a championship. So that's really where our focus is now. But again, a lot of respect for that area of the country, and I still have a lot of family that live up there. So yeah.
Obviously played well in 2024. Was there a tinge of surprise that he was even available for you guys that last offseason?
It's funny when you ask, like, are you surprised or are you expected about things? It's kind of like, that's really not how we operate, where you're really thinking about what are the decisions we have to make right now that are going to help our team the most. And so as those things transpired in the offseason, I think to many people it seemed like it happened fast, and it happened over the course of a couple of days. But for us, it was really just a series of decisions we had to make. John deserves a ton of credit for navigating us and guiding us through those times, and we're really, I'll put it this way, we're really excited that he was available, and I felt like it was a great kind of match from when that process started, and I'm really happy that it worked out.
Taking over to the defense side of the ball, has there been a moment or a specific stop in your career where calling defense is slowed down and you felt like you're able to dictate the flow of the game and not just react to what the offense is doing?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's funny, I think an important part is like having a vision about how you want to call games, and it has to be unique to like your process. So when you have, I did it in 9th grade for Cedar Shoals, and we were pretty good, but going to Michigan, you really had to spend time saying, hey, how do we want to do this, and what's going to work for us? And so that was a process that started, and then things change and you go back to Baltimore. I think the second year in Baltimore, we had a pretty good idea of like how we wanted to operate, and that's probably when it came into focus the most.
Coach McDaniel, you guys had some battles against Matthew Stafford and the Rams. He seemed to have a key to your defense. Is there anything specific about having to stop him and the Sean McVay offense that was such a struggle, but obviously you guys surmounted it?
Well, look, it's kind of the combination of everything, right? Matthew's a phenomenal quarterback, Hall of Fame quarterback. Dang good chance he's going to be the MVP. So his resume speaks for himself, or for itself, excuse me. And Sean's, again, the stats back up his style, and you feel it throughout the games as well. And they operate at a really high level. They're a really good offense. They're a really good football team. Got a lot of respect for them. But it's a back and forth, within the game, from series to series, from game to game, and that's a part of what makes it so much fun.
Just the report that came out about that the team might be up for sale at some point. Is that anything you need to deal with or talk with the team about this week? Or
yeah, no, nothing's changed for us, Bob. Honestly, really nothing's changed, and it's really nothing towards us right now. Honestly, yeah.
The report on Clint as well. I don't know if you have a comment on that, or just kind of how you're going to navigate that.
Yeah, it's
week.
funny, the timing. Obviously, that's going on with Clint, and like we said before, with our coaches, as they get these opportunities to take their career to the next level, you're happy for him. It's a little bittersweet because he's such a great person and a great coach. But we have a lot of great coaches, and those people are going to have opportunities as well. And we want Seattle to be a place where people want to come, and not just players play the best version of their football lives here, and the versions of them. We want the coaches as well, where people can come and flourish and have a chance to take their game to the next level. So, but look, we're focused right now. Those are things that we're going to worry about after the game. And so, in terms of like fielding the coaching staff, all those things we're going to worry about right now. That's stuff that we're going to worry about next week.
Looking at what's the legacy that you want to end off? Not when you retire in the future. Like, what's your legacy?
Hope that's a long time from now. I just, when you talk about the vision of our team, that like, it's like this. We want people to look at the city of Seattle, our community, our football team as something to be proud of, but something where we can bring people together, and get the best version of everybody involved. And people look at our team and say, how the heck do they get that done up there, And it takes everybody, so it's someone that can bring people together and go towards its common goal. Those are the things that you remember the journey, and all those relationships you build along the way is what makes it really special.
Turning down an accounting job to get into coaching. Can you just reflect on that moment a little bit? Because obviously you wouldn't be here if you were an accountant.
Hey, that's right. With all due respect to KPMG, it was a pretty easy decision to go work in the NFL for the Ravens. I was at that point in my career where you started to have some doubt of, hey, maybe is this thing for me? Is this where I'm supposed to go? It didn't really feel right in the moment. So when God gave me this opportunity, it made a lot of sense. And so, when he calls you, you need to listen.
Macdonald, yeah, Will Compton busting with the boys. I'm gonna paint a situation for you. It's the fourth quarter, 26 seconds left. It's second goal on the 1. You're down by 4. Are you gonna run the football? Or are you gonna throw it?
Is beast mode in the backfield?
Call him and get him in uniform and finally hand him the football.
That's within the realm of possibility.
Thank you.
Don't show your hand. By the way, I got nothing for you other than go blue, sir. Thank you for everything.
Right on, go blue.
what moment this season made you feel the team truly became a football team?
Well, it's one of those things where it's like, is it a moment where you snap your fingers? No, I think it's the buy-in at the beginning of the process. It's the daily inputs that the guys did, and then I think over time you feel the belief in the team. You feel what happens in our execution in training camp. You felt the team throughout the preseason and in the preseason games, and it's one of those things where you have to keep chasing it every day. And the guys believed in it. They deserve a lot of credit for having faith in their teammates, and it's a thing that just it really does take every day, all the way up till today. It's going to take all the way all through Sunday as well.
The fact that no matter how the game goes on Sunday, that this game will be the last game with this team, with this exact roster.
I think that's something that you'll think about in years to come, and how special this team is. But this is also, I think that the message is also, hey, let's go play our best brand of ball. We have a vision of who we want to be as a team. Let's go make that come to life, which is going to take our best. And so what can we do in the meanwhile while enjoying this whole process and, all the excitement around the game, which is also really important, but also what are the things we can do to go play our best ball on Sunday and then trust that the results are going to be what we want.
Surprised that Bill Belichick wasn't first ballot Hall of Famer?
I was surprised he was not, yeah.
At the game on Sunday, Pat's defense seems like they're playing their best ball right now. They're only allowing 70 yards on the ground, 140 through the air. What have you seen from that defense that makes them stand out, and how are you guys going to combat it on Sunday?
I'm not sure I'm going to tell you how we're going to try to combat it, but they're a connected unit. They're great situationally. They play together. They're tough. They're physical. They have a great scheme. So it's one of those things where it kind of all fits together. And I think when you stick to these things over the course of time, that's when you start playing your best ball towards the end of the season, and that's what they're doing. So they have our respect for sure.
Father was a graduate of West Point who told you stories about his time in combat growing up. Was there any story that really stuck with you, that taught you lessons that shaped the way you coach today?
Man, I remember. I mean, my dad's obviously really proud of going to West Point, as he should be. I'm proud that he went there. I grew up on West Point stories, from plebe summer to, getting in formation and, going to, when he went overseas the first time, what that was like. I think that one story that shows up is he shows up as a young lieutenant over in Germany, and he's all of a sudden responsible for, X amount of people, guys that have been in it for a long time, and having the humility to let them know that he doesn't know, and he's there to help them out, and what that must have felt like in that moment, So, but there's a lot of those, and those are the stories we went to bed at night every night, and I don't know if that made me want to go to West Point or not, but it was pretty cool.
To kind of see those principles instilled in your football team, bringing in SEALs and almost shaping your entire roster with the principles of military and discipline.
Well, obviously I have a ton of respect for my dad, but a lot of my family are also military members and served in wars. So like you're exposed to it your whole life, and as you learn more about it, I mean, those are the people that are protecting our freedom on a daily basis, putting it on the line for us. And they also happen to be some of the best operating teams in the world. Why wouldn't you want your team to embody a lot of those principles? So to me, it's kind of like low-hanging fruit. Why would you not want to do that? Oh, man. Honestly, Greg, at the end of the day, my heart wasn't in it. And if I went, I would be taking somebody else's spot that deserved to be there, and that's why I didn't go.
Jesse Minter just got the Ravens head coaching job. What is your reaction to that?
I'm really happy for Jesse. He's paid his dues. He's coached high-level football for a long time. His results speak for himself. He's going to do a great job. I just say I'm really happy for him. Excited for where he takes the team and his vision for the Ravens organization. I have a lot of respect for, obviously. So, happy for Jesse.
Can you talk a little bit about the identity of this team and what your message is to the team heading into the Super Bowl?
Well, we kind of say, hey, look, we want to be tough and connected. And so everything stems from there on how we want to operate every day. So from who's in the building to how we operate to who does what, those are our guiding principles. And I think, when you can stick to that, and sometimes you're going to fall short, on every once in a while, but over the course of time, if you're disciplined enough to stick to those, guiding principles, that's what you're going to become. And I'm really proud of our team and the growth that they've had and who they are as people and who they are as a team collectively.
A fantastic team through free agency, but mostly through the draft. What's your input when it comes to draft picks and in the draft room? And what's a player that you would consider a steal with the institution?
Well, I've only been here 2 years, so you got to give our personnel folks that have been here for the long haul. John, obviously John's leading the charge. You got to give them a ton of credit. But I think part of that and why John's had so much success is how he involves everybody in the process. We're not just sitting in a room somewhere, deciding on our own who's going to be on our team. It's a group effort. There's a ton of work that goes into it. All the background. I'll tell you what, our scouts are really remarkable in how they operate. Great people. They're really passionate about our team and what type of team they want to create, and they do a phenomenal job.
Who do you consider a steal in the draft?
Shoot, I don't know. Look, I love all our players, and everyone's on a different timetable. So some guys have come in and played for us initially, but we have visions for all these guys that walk in the door. And so, like you've seen it with Stan, everybody's on a different trajectory of their career. So our job is to make it come to life. Some guys haven't got to that point yet, and that's what's going to make the offseason really exciting. But those are some things we're going to think about at a different time. Thank you.
You had a really great 1-2 punch at running back this season with Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet. How important for you, though, is it to get Kenneth Walker back in this building next year?
Well, of course we want Ken back. I mean, he's a phenomenal player. He's a great person. He's a great teammate. Those are the people we want in our building. Those are the people we want as Seahawks. And I'm sure Ken feels the same way. Again, those are things that we're going to have to worry about, not right now. Those are decisions we'll make in the future. But Ken knows how we feel about him, and I think we know how Ken feels about us.
He's Australian, the only Australian playing in this year's Super Bowl. How important is he to the team? I think you've described him in the past as a weapon.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for doing your research. He's the best in the business. And you're right, he is a weapon for us. And he's come through in some critical moments for us. And we talk about playing complementary football, and field position is a big part of that. And Michael's just done a phenomenal. And he's a great teammate. He's a great person. Guys love him. Great Seahawk. So, yeah, we're happy he's ours.
What do you think about it? Back in 2023, you did the Gator Foundation, and you had a class on how coach created dynamic pressure package, and you used the slot machine analogy for how you combine your play calls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, looking back at those years and now in your new role, or past 2 years as a head coach, is that something you used in Seattle as well to build one of the best defenses in the NFL that looks so complex? But is that something that you use, or what analogies do you use to make it simple for the players to have the best product on the field?
Well, I think what's important is you want to have a vision for what you're trying to create. And so all the decisions that you make to make it come to life, we happen to use a slot machine analogy at the time, but frankly, we've evolved since then. What is that, what year was that? Yeah, so 3 or 4 years ago, that's a lot of time and a lot of football to be played where you're trying to streamline it even further. So there's a lot of good things that came out of that, a lot of flexibility. I think it's easy to teach, but there's also some things where it's fallen short, maybe not as efficient as you want, and but that's part of coaching, right? You got to evolve, and you have to grow, and you have to really cater what you do schematically around what your team does well. But that was a fun process, putting that together with that staff in Baltimore.
He's a Situate guy. How cool is it to be here playing against the Patriots and just seeing all sorts of people from Boston?
Well, look, Situate's near and dear to my heart. I still have family that live there in New Bedford, and it's an awesome part of the country. I got a lot of respect for the people in New England. They're great fans, really passionate about their team. I was one of them one day back in the day. I honestly, it's just kind of like my job right now, and my job, since forever is to be a steward for the people that I'm responsible for and get our guys ready to play, and create a team that the 12s are proud of on Sundays. So that's really where my focus is, but a lot of respect for those people.
You're a huge Red Sox fan.
I've evolved since then. Yeah, I grew up a huge Sox fan, but I'm a pretty big M's guy right now. So that's my squad.
How would you evaluate their trade today for Brendan Donovan then, if we're doing M's?
If you want to be completely honest, I have no idea that would happen. So that's news to me.
We came across an interview with you a couple years ago talking about your dream card, and I see you looking here.
came across as Ken
Oh,
Griffey
yeah.
Jr. Have
There
you
it
found
is.
one since the interview?
I have, Captain Seahawk has given me one of those since I brought that up. But
New
that's
dream
right
card.
there.
Do you have a new dream card now?
I'm not gonna lie, no, that's it. That's it right there. Shout out to my mom who sold my cards when I was.
Mike, what do you think about the
Appreciate
reports
you.
that the team might be for sale after the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's really nothing's changed in terms of the status of the team, and it's really not anything we're thinking about right now, honestly.
About facing Christian Gonzalez, what do you think about Christian as a player?
Christian Gonzalez, yeah, he's a phenomenal player, really good corner, someone that I had a lot of respect for coming out of the draft during the process. I know the coaches at Oregon really like him as well, and it shows up on tape. Really not much in the game that he can't do, and he's going to be a great challenge for us.
Coach, you mentioned that.
Yeah. Do I need to put it on? I'll put it on for the question. Put it on for the question.
Ask first of all, winning a national championship with Michigan as their defensive coordinator, what would it be like to win a Super Bowl now?
It's outside my wildest dreams. I think if you spend too much time thinking about it, you're gonna go crazy. But it'd be incredibly special. I mean, not just for me, but for our team, our community, the 12s, our players. I mean, the buy-in that they've had, the faith that they've had in their teammates, all the work that's gone into it. That's who you're really excited the most for.
Wanting to be you in your position, what advice are you giving them?
Man, be yourself. Be a uniter. Bring people together. Build people up. Work hard. Take chances. It's okay to screw up. Get back up and just keep plugging away.
Who are the top two people that you would slime on the team?
Spoon's a given. Who would be the most uncomfortable? Probably Sam, honestly. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Coach, if you have the ball on the 1 yard line with 30 seconds left, would you run it or throw a slant?
I think the more important question is how many times am I going to get this question over the next 3 days? 12, yeah. Look, that was an incredible part of our history as Seahawks. I mean, to go to back-to-back Super Bowls, win one, be in a position to win another one, being in it right now, understanding the work that's involved to get to this spot, and the amount of faith, the fact that they're in that position. Look, you can't do anything but tip your hat to everybody involved, and I think it's one of those things where, look, the result wasn't what the Seahawks wanted, but can you blame the process? I'm not sure. So.
You were talking there a minute ago about the international aspect of the NFL now. Huge fan base over in Ireland. Do you want to shout them out? And what do you think of those guys watching 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning?
I can't do anything but tip my cap to those folks. So shout out to the 12s over in Ireland. Man, I know the feeling when I watch the Open every year. It's on at super early in the morning. But if you're passionate about something, you're going to find time for it. So really thankful for the 12s across the overseas, and maybe one day we'll play a game over there. Who knows?
Pick any city to play in internationally, where would you go?
Oh, shoot. You name it, we'll go play the game, and we'll be excited about it. I promise you that.
Day 2 of the draft last year, you guys obviously want to make that big move up for Nick. Can you just take us back to what that process was like, and then looking back on that now, did you ever expect him to be this good this early?
Well, Nick was someone that we had a lot of respect for, and throughout the process, and on a lot of alignment. And if I remember correctly, we had a lot of draft capital that day, and I think John just did a phenomenal job of understanding kind of what was happening throughout the league, what was happening throughout the draft, all our people involved, really, having a temperature for the rest of the league as well. I mean, look, our whole personnel department is kind of working overtime throughout the whole process. So I remember a lot of alignment in what we were trying to achieve, and then ultimately, John coming together and making the final decision for us to move up to get Nick, and just really happy he did,
We just talked about the history of the Seahawks, and obviously the Legion of Boom is a big part of that history, and they had great players, great cornerstones, Earl Thomas, Richard Sherman, Bobby Wagner. Looking back at your defense now, which is completely different schematically, are there players that are like cornerstones that are so important for their defense that probably don't get enough national attention that you can pick and say those are like the biggest or the most important players on our defense?
Well, yeah, sure. I've told our team this, but I feel like our strength is the synergy of our team. That's what 12-1 is all about. So, you think about what DeMarcus Lawrence allows Devin Witherspoon to do, and how they build, how Kobe and Julian manipulate the secondary, so Jay Reed and Murph can have an extra click to try to rush. How Ernest mans the middle of the field to set up our perimeter guys. I mean, all those things are connected, and I think that's what makes our group so special is they understand that, and they're willing to sacrifice maybe personal statistics to make that come to life, and I think that's what makes our group so special. Yeah, shout out to the German 12s. I remember Dave had me do a video like my third day on the job, and I didn't know what the heck I was doing, but I'm really glad that they're part of the 12 community. And man, again, another place where we'd be honored to go play a game in front of the 12s out there. So shout out, you got it.
First year, 10 wins is a great season, but you missed the playoffs. Some lessons that you brought from that season into this to help get you over the top.
Well, there's a lot of lessons. How to communicate with, streamline our message, try to get everybody aligned, all those things. I think the common denominator is we wanted to take an approach as a team that we did need to grow, and we did need to take it to the next level, and I was part of that. And so I think hopefully our team felt that everyone was aligned in trying to take that next step. And that's what allows your team to really grow and evolve over the course of the year. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily one thing exactly, but really everybody involved having that mentality of, hey, like when we talk about chasing edges, we mean it. We really want to take our game to the next level, really in all aspects of our program.
Yeah, tweet went viral.
How do you feel about being in San Jose and the city and being here in the weather and everything?
Yeah, it was great to have the sun out today. It was awesome. I think I got a little sun on my cheeks, which was great. Guys were loving it. It's too nice out here, honestly. We want it to be a little nastier, but it's great to be in San Jose. A lot of respect for these people. Everyone's treated us great so far.
Yeah, a tweet went viral saying that younger coaches are more aggressive because they used to play Madden and they are used to those high stakes playing the video game. Were you a big Madden player, and if so, do you think that's true?
Well, I did grow. I mean, who doesn't grow up playing Madden? I mean, it was a great game. A lot of great games between me and my friends growing up and online. But and I probably did some things that I shouldn't be doing as a head coach in Madden in terms of strategy. But I don't know. I don't know if it makes you more aggressive or less. I think it's just exposure. Thinking about it's really problem solving in real time is really what it comes down to. But I don't play as much anymore. But those are some fun days.
This is Lewis. He's the Panini Super Bowl kid reporter. He's got a question for you.
What's up, Lewis?
Who's the funniest player on your team?
You know who Devin Witherspoon is?
Yeah.
That's him right there, brother. Full life. Does he have a station coming up? Oh, okay. What did you ask him?
What did I?
I'm sure it's a good one. That's awesome, man. Yeah, thanks.
Tell me the impact that Leslie Frazier has had on this team.
Again, kind of like John Harbaugh's question earlier, like you can't overstate Les's impact on our team and me personally. Someone that I've known for a while that I have a ton of respect for. Man, I love Leslie Frazier. I just talk about someone that you look up to as a role model in your life. He's right there, and he's been a steadfast presence for me personally, and it hasn't been like a smooth road to this point. We've fallen short, and we've had times where you have doubt of what you're trying to achieve, and Leslie's he's always been there. He's just been a steadying rock for me and the rest of the team. A great communicator, great, just understands the game and what matters and what works and what doesn't, and so he's been a great sounding board this whole process, and we love him.
Keep him worried for a second. As an asset, as a big physical safety, how important is that going to be covering the middle of the field against the Patriots on Sunday?
Look, Nick is he's a tremendous player, and he's got a phenomenal future ahead of him. If Nick at his best is going to help us play our best football, that's going to help us play our best defense. It's really that simple. We ask a lot of him. He really does he does things at all three levels of our defense, which is a pretty unique thing. And he's a big reason why we're sitting here right today.
Some coaches are classified as players coaches. Do you care about idioms like that at all? And also, how are you intentional with your balance of support and accountability? How would you classify that?
Don't really. you're not waking up in the morning trying to be a player's coach or not be a player's coach or I want to be this type of coach. It's and to answer the second part of your question, it's like, look, we have a vision about where we want to go, and we've all decided we want to go there. And if the intent of our team is right, look, we're right alongside you. I want you to go rip it in practice. I want you to go prepare your tail off, but then go play. Go play fast. Go be decisive. Go play the style of Seahawks football we want. Hey, if that's all aligned, let's roll. We're here right beside you. Let's go play. Now, if the inputs aren't right, if the intention isn't where we need it, well, that's where the accountability pops in and says, hey, look, hey, we're steering away here. Let's come back. And you do it different ways, and I think that comes down to having a relationship with your players, understanding what gets them back on track. And sometimes it's not me. Sometimes it's a guy like Leslie Frazier that goes and does it. And at this point, honestly, our team holds a lot of the guys accountable as well. So it's pretty special.
Mike, lessons learned question from year 1 to year 2. What were some things that you really came out of the first year saying, I got to get my arms around, or surprised you as a rookie head coach that maybe went better this time around?
Yeah, after we were watching the playoffs, or I was at least, this time last year, it just seemed like those teams it just popped in my mind. Look, these are tough and connected football teams. They're not doing anything schematically that they're doing a lot of great things schematically, but it's not like they hit the magic button and all of a sudden they're a good football team. And I just felt like that's where we needed to get to. And so we had a lot of alignment on that, John included, and tried to make all the decisions to try to create that as kind of the core identity of our team. And I feel like I'm really proud of where we're at right now, and hopefully it's just the beginning.
I mean, was there a disconnect last year, or did it just take more time to get where you wanted to be?
We need to be a more connected and football team, yeah.
How does it feel playing at Levi Stadium? The Bay Area locals are real mad.
Do I need to hit you with a we did not care? Yeah, we're here to play a football game. Where is it? Let's go play. So we're in San Jose right now, and we're going to go prepare our tails off, then go play a game on Sunday.
Described as an elite football mind, where does your passion for this game come from?
I appreciate you saying that. Sometimes I don't feel that way about myself. I think when I started coaching high school football, I just fell in love with the process. You could find an edge here, find an edge there. I was really enamored with the X's and O's and the strategy behind it. But honestly, I think what took my love for the game to the next level is when I actually became a coach. And now you're responsible for people on the field, and what they do and off the field. And you build those relationships. And when one of your players can do something one day that they couldn't do the day before, man, that'll get you hooked right there. And to see them grow at that point in their life, all that stuff was just like, okay, this is what I need to be doing.
They say it plays a little bit differently at the north end zone than the south, has a bit of a wind issue there. Have you noticed that in preparing at Levi's Stadium?
Yeah, a lot of stadiums do differ based off the end zone, and I think it depends on the weather for that day, and really what the kickers notice, what our quarterbacks notice. We have people that are on that, so we'll see what it looks like on Sunday.
If there's a big crosswind, though, does it cause the ball to die in the end zone?
Yeah, wind's going to affect the ball no matter what, based on the direction and what you're trying to achieve, based on how strong it is. So that's just something we have to calibrate, from play to play.
Sends his love. He just wishes you the best. Trippy kicker.
Right on. Shout out to Trippy.
His love, and he's wishing you all the best. So.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of love for him and the rest of the folks in Baltimore.
Mike, Seattle.
Help you lead this team to a Super Bowl?
Well, I appreciate you asking. My faith is really grown over the last couple of years, and that's what I lean on. That's where your strength comes from, and I just recently it's just like I have this so much gratitude and then ultimately strength that you feel like that God has put you in a position to lead these people, and that's your guiding light every day. So something that I can hopefully continues to grow, and I hopefully our players continue to seek it out, seek their faith and grow in their faith. So it's really special. And we got a lot of guys that are examples for me too. Jonathan Rainey is our chaplain. He's great with the guys, and he's grown his ministry within our team as well, and it's really powerful.
History of secondaries, defensive backs what is special about your group? It's not the Legion of Boom. What is special about your 5 or 6 guys in your secondary?
Well, I think I got a similar question earlier, but I think what makes our group special, and this is just independent to us, but when we talk about 12 as one, it's the synergy of our group. And so when you play together and you really try to create it like you're playing against more than 11 guys, well, to me, that's what we want our fingerprint to be and our identity. And the guys that bought in on that, you know, it's about really playing for the guy next to you. And man, our guys do that every day. And when you do that, you can create something really special. I feel like that's where we're headed.
If this comes down to a
To a
one-yard line
with
scenario,
20 seconds to go.
we running or passing?
I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of done answering this question. It's like, look, I'm gonna keep answering like this. To get to 2 Super Bowls in a row, an opportunity to win a second one in a row, that takes a lot of great stuff, and it takes a lot of alignment. So for me to sit here and criticize any of those decisions or any of those players in that moment is a disservice to those people. So we're really proud of our history. There's a lot of great people involved in that, a lot of whom are still in our building, and yeah, we're gonna run the best play.
Tell the players before they go on the field.
Sorry.
What's the last thing you tell the players before they go on the field?
Well, Jay Reed's got the final say, but I'm just gonna tell him to go be us and play Seahawks football.
I know your defense was going to be special.
I think last year when we went through our tough patches and the resilience of our coaches and our players, you felt the faith in us as coaches and where we wanted to go, and that's not easy to do. You know, when you're going through some of those tough times and you're falling short, and you're not playing the way you want, but guys are still bought in and have faith in the process. Around middle of the season last year when we started to kind of play good football again, you knew we were going to figure it out, and yeah, that was a special moment.
To come up with the idea of showing bad coaching calls with your players.
I don't know if that was a good idea. I just look, if you're truly in it with your guys. Oh, I've done that since Cedar Shoals. Call head slant field and they run to the boundary. It's not a good call.
I saw on your yearbook that you are a French Honor Society member.
Yeah, don't test me on that, brother.
How is your French right
It's
now?
not very good. I make it seem like it's better. Like I'll get some people on a few words, and then that's about it.
How you doing, Mr. Macdonald? Congratulations, make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, thanks, brother.
So young. You want me to buy a beer for us?
It's a skincare, you know. Just yeah.
What time is your mom picking you up?
Just keep the beer on the DL if you have. I got a fake ID. Just don't tell anybody.
Oh, cool. All right, Coach. Good luck.
Thanks, brother.
Are you happy for Sam?
More than happy. Love Sam. You say ham for Sam? Is that like is there a Super Bowl ring in there?
Yeah. Look, everybody is gay for me, but I'm here for Sam. Ham for Sam.
I love that.
Can you put it on? Check it out. Everybody in the team put it on. Sam and everything.
Is it a hat? What do you?
To the camera. Ham for Sam. Ham for Sam. We're gonna win on Sunday. All right.
I love it.
You can keep it.
Okay.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, you got it. Thank you very much.
Love you.
Thank you.
Time at Michigan prepare you for this, get you ready for this moment as a coach?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
How does your time at Michigan prepare you for this moment?
Oh, man. I think, one, to have people in your life like John and Jim Harbaugh that have faith that you can go do a job like that gives you a lot of confidence. And then I think going into that opportunity, you had a vision for what you wanted to be able to create on defense that was aligned with how Jim wanted his team to roll. And then showing that you can go do it, that you can go align people and go chase a common goal and have it come together like that. I mean, that was a really special, connected, tough football team. And it was like, okay, this is what works. This is a formula that you can apply to another group. And I felt like we did that in Baltimore back when we returned, and then ultimately what we're trying to do here.
Made of Drake May's athleticism. What have you seen from him as a decision maker as you've studied him?
Well, he's a phenomenal player, you know, and I'd say the decision making in terms of taking care of the football has been really great. His arm talent, where he's able to deliver the football and it's either them or nobody, has been really impressive. And the decision making to hold on to the ball and extend plays is not easy to do sometimes. And to trust that his athletic ability has paid dividends for him as well.
Defensive play calling head coach has ever won a Super Bowl, and what would it mean for you to be the first?
I was aware of that. Someone close to me has brought that up in the past, and it would mean that we're world champions. I wouldn't really care.
Always want to be doing is.
Sorry.
Is that something you always want to maintain, being the defensive play caller?
Not necessarily. I just want to we want to operate what's going to give us the best chance to win. So if it's me calling plays, let's do it. If it's me not calling plays, let's do it.
You're in school and studying at Terry, and you end up at Cedar Shoals. How did that come about? You're just looking for
my high school football coach my senior year was at Centennial. He ended up going to Cedar Shoals, and then the rest was history. Yeah, put my suit on, drove right over there, and he gave me the job.
And how did Coach Rick? How did you guys connect?
Well, it took me about 2 years of knocking on the door, and shout out to Joe Tereshinski, helped give me that opportunity. And Coach Rick took a chance on me. Didn't need to do it, you know. I had I was a high school football coach in the area. I had no connections, but gave me that chance, and felt like you kind of wanted to make him right by giving you those chances. So, but I love Coach Rick. When you talk about just people that you look up to, that walk the walk and talk the talk, it doesn't happen as often as you'd like. And he's definitely really the first person that I saw. I was like, man, this guy, he's the real deal. And he backs up what he says. His players love him. He's about the right stuff. So love Coach Rick.
How do you explain Seahawk football in your opinion? How do you explain that to your players?
Well, our words carry some weight. So we talk about 12 as one. We're going to do it together. There's synergy. Hopefully you feel like you're playing more than 11 guys. We talk about a style that nobody wants to play, decisive, shocking, and relentless. That's about it right there, but hopefully that paints you a pretty clear picture.
Player that personifies that best on the defense?
We have a lot. You name a guy on our defense, he plays that way.
When you scout New England, it seems like they've improved so much throughout the year. All the way back, they had a stinker against Vegas in week 1. Is there value to looking at when they're playing their best as you attack them, or is there value to looking at that as well, or you just throw it out because the team could be so different from them?
It's interesting. I think you kind of have to weight information differently, and really it's about like, okay, what decision are you trying to create? But you're never really throwing information out, but you do apply it for certain reasons, and it's definitely easy to overthink things at times. But look, if you're going to be given more information, you also want to use the best out of it. So, and coaches use different information from different games for different reasons. So you're just going to try to use that to the best of your ability, and try to make the best decision for the team in that time, given the information you have.
Need your help settling a locker room controversy. Drake Thomas and Jake Bobo both say they're the best chess player. Who would you side with in that debate?
I don't know, I feel like, initially you're like, okay, Drake's like a savant on the field, knows all the things. Jake's kind of the same way. I feel like Jake might be kind of sneaky good if he's taking that type of claim. So it'd be fun to watch. I'm sorry, yes.
What are the memories that stand out to you about growing up?
A lot. We had a great road. Townsend Road in Scituate. We had great neighbors. The Kennedy family were awesome. Heck yeah, man. Oh, respect. Awesome. Oh, no, respect, man. That's awesome. Let me finish it. If you don't mind, let me finish that question. But just look, a great childhood. Just the winters and making, the snowplow coming in, the huge snow at the end of the cul-de-sac, and playing t-ball and kindergarten. My mom was a second grade teacher. I'd go visit her, on Fridays and go visit her class, and just a great place to grow up. So great neighbors, great people, relationships we still have to today, you know. So yeah, really cool. It's in '94, so I just turned 7. Yeah, yeah, huge Red Sox fan growing up. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, didn't work out. Thanks.
How difficult is it calling the defensive calls, making the calls, as well as being head coach? How difficult can that be?
I think that the tough part is between series. You know, so you know when I wasn't the head coach and I was just calling plays, you can spend a lot of time kind of thinking about the next moves. But our defensive staff does a great job of priming me from series to series, and so we got a great system that we have now. And then you just got to be able to kind of click the button and put your head coach hat on, you know, when we're up on offense.
I got Chris Kale here from the rock and roll band Five Finger Death Punch.
Right
a couple music-related questions. Do you have any favorite rock or hard rock bands you like to listen to?
Look, I got a lot of respect for musicians, but like I am the wrong guy to ask when it comes to music. I respect everybody. I'm more like a country guy, I guess. Gospel music is what I listen to right now.
I got a football question for you, Dan.
I love it. I can answer those.
If you were to design a play called the Five Finger Death Punch, what would that play look like?
There's probably some form of power right up the middle. A-gap power. Let's go get it.
I go to the Super Bowl every year. I get to interview the players every year at the Super Bowl. This one's a really emotional one for me because I've been a Seahawks fan most of my life, and I know. Super Bowl 48 when we won. That's the only time my dad ever hugged me. There's so many emotions attached to these games, and I know there are so many fans that have thought about this fantasy. Could you sign Marshawn Lynch to a one-game contract on Sunday and just wait to see if there's a moment where you just need 1 yard to score a touchdown to let him run in?
I mean, Beast Mode's like one of my all-time favorite football players. I love him. You know, just the fact that he knows who I am and will text me and you see him and I mean, that's how you want Seahawk football to look is what Marshawn does. So, and when it comes to your look, the reason we do what we do is to bring joy and pride to our community. I mean, straight up, that's just why you do it. Bring people together. And that's what we want to do. You know, if you can do that on a Super Bowl, let's do it.
Marshawn texts you. What are those emojis like?
Not a lot of emojis, honestly. Short and to the point.
About your faith. Can you talk about how your faith influences you in the locker room?
Yeah, look, it's something that I haven't talked about often, especially publicly, but I am proud to bring it up because it is something that has grown with it. You know, that's my faith has grown over the last few years, and it's been a journey throughout my whole life, but it is a guiding light of how we make our decisions and what type of team we want to create, and that's the truth. And I'm just very, very grateful that God has put me in this position to lead our football team, and you try to be a steward of what his vision is and do the best you can every day and ask for his guidance. But it's something that that's grown within me over the last couple of years, and I'm very thankful for that.
Do you think it is to utilize this platform to encourage others in their faith?
Well, it's incredibly important. Look, we want to bring people together, and so when you can do that, that's special. You know, that's part of his vision.
After decade departure, did you expect it that Jackson Smith and Jiba lead the team and he lead the team so good? He did an exceptional season. What do you think about Jackson Smith and Jiba at the start of the season, and how if changed your mentality about him?
Well, Jax is a special player. He's a special person. He's a special teammate. Great talent. But look, Jax is in this position, one, because of what the team has done and his teammates done around him, but the work that he's put in on a daily basis from day one. He hadn't just shown up and all of a sudden he's just catching a ton of balls. The guy works incredibly hard, works on his craft, cares about his teammates. I think the receiver room has taken a massive jump. You know, a lot of credit to him, a lot of credit to Coop. So we're really proud of where he's at. He's earned it, and this is just the start of a great career.
One thing that
is there any blitz out there? I don't know.
That's me. One thing you've learned about your team this season, how do you plan to apply that on Sunday?
we're a resilient group. We've won games multiple ways, and so the game's going to unfold somehow, and we're going to go play it one play at a time. I know it's cliche as heck, but we figured out ways to win games, different styles, and that's what's going to take on Sunday.
They drive the pass every single weekend. What do you
It's
say
incredible.
to them?
Thank you. You're with us always. I mean, if you're a 12 in Seattle or in Spokane or in Germany, you're part of the 12. So we're really thankful for look. There's a lot of faith that's involved in the process, and there's a lot of question marks that happen sometimes. But to stick with us through these times, and now we're here, it's pretty special.
Coach, to get here, there's always sacrifice. What is the biggest sacrifice you felt you've made personally in your life to get to this point? Unfortunately, people look at athletes that they're just have everything, but people forget how much you truly sacrifice, and these athletes sacrifice.
Well, it's an interesting question. I haven't really reflected through that lens, but it's a lot of time. And it's a lot of faith that it takes. And there's a lot of people that go their whole career and they don't get to play in this game. It's time. I mean, just straight up, it's time. I mean, look, when you're a GA and you're grinding it out as you just graduated college and you thought you were sweet because you got a good GPA, like you're not making any money, like, but you got to have faith that what's going to happen. And it took some time. I mean, everyone's on a different trajectory, so, but I'm glad we did it.
What you really truly sacrificed to get here, and I
Yeah, thank you.
You deserve it, man.
Thanks a lot.
Congratulations, best of luck.
I appreciate that. Thanks.
Quarterback, and never mind your backup.
The what polio?
The hirsute, the beard, that red beard that he
Okay.
wears. Hairy.
Right.
Drew Lock, not as good with the mustache, by the way, but it is what it is. He'd like to play, by the way. He just told me if you can get him in there for a snap or three. I'm curious if on game day, if you've considered what your grooming habits will be. You could go like them and not shave, which might intimidate. Like, I've got bigger things to worry about. But on the other hand,
you don't want to see me with facial hair. It is not a good sight.
a must-win game.
Is every game a must-win game?
I don't know. You're throwing the questions back at me. Too fast and
that was
furious.
on purpose.
I play on the women's U.S. national flag football team.
Oh, right on. Awesome.
And I just wanted to know if there was a female athlete that you had to choose to throw you a touchdown pass, who would it be?
Man, Mia Hamm is the first one that comes to mind. My sisters were like big soccer players growing up, so we would go to like the women's national team games, and she was obviously just dynamite. So yeah, she's probably my favorite women's athlete. Thank you.
What's the craziest thing to you about Brandon Pilley's journey?
What, say that again.
The craziest thing to you about Brandon Pilley's journey?
You say the craziest thing?
So he's from Alaska,
Yeah,
like
I mean, he's got a great story. Talk about a guy that just decided to take to take over his career, and had faith in where he could take it. And our coaches deserve a lot of credit too for working with him every day and holding him accountable. And he made it come to life. He made it happen. He did that every day, and he did those inputs. So really proud of him and where he's put himself. Really great. He's a great player.
What is George Snyder? He's going to become the first British coach to coach in a Super Bowl. Can you just speak to what Adam brings to your defense, to your team, and the potential of what that could do for international coaches, like more of them coming into the league in the future?
We love AD. He's an integral part of our football team. You would not be asking me this question right now if AD wasn't our defensive coordinator. I love him. He's got an incredible story. He's a great football coach, great football mind, brings people together, phenomenal leader. I keep joking with him. He's going to be a head coach next year, but we got to be ready for it because it's going to happen.
You in Baltimore, what does that time there, how has that helped you get here?
Again, I wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't for that, but John Harbaugh decided to take a chance on me about 12 years ago, and he's invested in, and he just poured into me for 10 years, and that organization is a really special organization. It's a great city, great people. I mean, we have so many friends in the Baltimore community, and we love those people, and we have a lifelong friends that we've made. That's where we met, my wife and I, so it's a special city, great fan base. all the people involved in the organization are great people as well. Ozzy, Eric, I mean, just a lot of respect for those people.
Want to be remembered in your time in Seattle?
Thank you, sir. Well, look, the results, you got to trust the results. But what we want to create is a team that you be your best self, or a beacon of light in Seattle, the Pacific Northwest, where people are proud of their team, and where we get the best out of our people, and they enjoy coming to work. They love it. The 12s love their team. We're creating a product that they're proud of. If we do that, then I think the results will take care of itself. Man, Jay's one of the best football coaches I've ever been around. The mentality he has on a day-to-day basis is what we want from our coaches. He's chasing edges, elegant simplicity, relationships, connected with his players. I love Jay. He's a great coach.
Best part about having Kirk Olivedati as a coach on your team?
Well, KO was one of our first hires, and he was our linebacker coach at Georgia when I was a GA, and he's someone that I look up to tremendously. He's a great football mind, great football family. The adversity that him and his family has gone through is remarkable, on how he handles it with poise and grace and strength is just something that I just always respected, and we love him.
Your head strength and conditioning coach, Danny Van Dyke, from our part of the world in Australia.
Yeah.
What's he meant to this team? His contribution, how he gets the players ready in the program.
Integral part of our football operation. You talk about chasing edges. You give Danny something, he's going to make it come to life. He's going to make it great. He's going to take it to the next level. He's got great relationships with our players. Love Danny. Does a phenomenal job. I don't know. I'm sorry. All right. Right on. I'll make him wear it. Yeah, right on, man. Thanks.
In the Rams game that you want to apply during the Super Bowl?
One play at a time. Let's find a way.
Texan Daniel Stern. I asked
Right
him
on.
to one question. He said, the question I should ask you is, complete this sentence. Who do you think you are?
That sounds like a Daniel Stern question. Probably a longer answer for another time. Maybe he ends up in Seattle. You'll never know.
What are your thoughts about Jackson Smith and obviously the impact he has in the team as a number one wide receiver?
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Yes, what's your thoughts on Jackson Smith and the impact he has as number one receiver?
Teams have to account for him everywhere he goes, and when you do that, other people get to flourish as well. So he's been an integral part of our offensive operation. He's a great player. Sorry.
What role does faith, family, and football play in your life?
Well, I said it's grown, and but it's number one. It's faith, family, football. That's how it goes.
This image is viral in Mexico.
Oh, boy.
St. Darnold. What are your thoughts about St. Darnold?
I don't know. That picture makes me a little uncomfortable, but we love Sam. He deserves all the credit he's getting. We love him, and we wish him the best.
Obviously, you played a great season with this team. How do you feel, no matter how the game goes on Sunday, that this will be the last game you're gonna play with that exact team?
You do think about it, but I think those are things you're going to think about in years to come. Enjoy this journey that we've had together, but for now we still have work to do. So I think that's where we focus our time and energy.
Swimsuit did an NFL edition. Who from your team would be on the cover?
I don't know. Spoon probably. I don't know. He probably have the most energy. Who knows? It's kind of weird for me to answer that, honestly. You're welcome.
See the impact that Sam Darnold has had on the field. You guys make the Super Bowl this year, but what impact did he have on the locker room and the culture change in Seattle here?
For who was it? Oh, well, I think when your quarterback walks in and he's going to operate that way, the way that Sam does every day, it's easy guy to follow. And like Sam's a great quarterback, but I call him a ball player. That's just who he is, and the guys love playing for him, and he's just been a tremendous leader for us.
Interaction with him when he first came to the Seahawks.
Well, it was the day after we got him and had the press conference, and we were both awkward up there answering questions. So it got off to a great start.
About
what you'll say to the team before the game, and if so, what is some of those thoughts? Have you thought about what you'll say to the team before the game?
Yeah, look, when you get to it's like there's no secret speech It's about being us. It's about being the best version of ourselves. That's what we're going to focus on. So it's going to be simple. Something, let's go be us, one play at a time, something like that. Hopefully, a little bit more eloquent than that.
Coach, if you win the game, are you going to take the team to the White House?
Well, we'll decide that later, but we haven't really thought about it, honestly.
Carousel and recycling of NFL coaches. You talk about how grateful you were to get an opportunity not having been a head coach before.
Grateful for this opportunity. Is that the question? Yeah. Well, yeah. That it's shows you how grateful you are to be in this opportunity with our organization, with our people. But I'm very thankful for the people that decided to invest in me here. If we didn't have the support system we had, I don't know how successful we'd be. We've done this together, and I think it's taken everybody. John deserves a ton of credit for that. Jody for ultimately making the decision, which I really appreciate, and the support they've shown us. Chuck Arnold, our president's been tremendous. So it's really been a team effort.
What do you say to the coaches who haven't gotten that chance yet and are trying to get
I guess everybody's on a different trajectory. So just keep doing a great job. Keep supplying, value to your team, being a great teammate, play great football, and opportunities will come. No, I don't. I don't know who that is, so I don't know.
More teams are using, they're more Shanahan-type coaches or just across the league. Has that made your job a little bit easier just in terms of scheming up some of those pressures where you're getting standardized looks, you guys are sending forward to the weak side kind of an over and over?
Well, I wouldn't say it's easier, but when you see the similar schemes, it does streamline the things that you feel like you need to get good at to play good defense. So I wouldn't say it's easier though. It's just more consistent. Who's that? Oh, right on.
2 years to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
When you built this team up in 2 years to the Super Bowl. When you got the job, what were the 3 areas you focused on?
Tough and connected. 12 was one. Does that count as one? All right, let's do that one. All right. Thanks, guys.